Exciting. Okay. Yes. So you are. What do you want to be? Red or blue? Okay, you're gonna be blue. So really quick intro. So the first part of the game, we launch a product in each of those business environments, right? The nine big areas on the screen. Um, to kind of speed things up, because basically every time you launch, you have to pay or the amount that you need to invest to launch these products is indicated by the numbers in the corners. To do it quickly, we can sum up all those numbers and it's actually 45. So what we're going to do, we can do both. Just adjust your budget down to 55. So, okay, I got 55. And basically, we're going to start moving. Remember, it's important where you put your pieces because I can take you out, right, with the move from above. I can also take you out with lateral moves, but I have to pay whatever and also the most important thing is you want to kind of set yourself up for these alignments or synergies. This is kind of the I keep talking about that this theory portrays the businesses and economies as a complex system. These formations actually are very true to how complex systems work. In other words, you don't have a linearity. Like once you get these formations, all of a sudden your results, your money that's coming in, just kind of grows exponentially. So, do you want me to move first, or do you want to move first? Okay, so I'm gonna move here. So just one piece per um, per environment. So one. Okay. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put it here. Man, I'm excited. Mm. So, by the way, before we started playing, I started listening. Reid Hoffman has a recent podcast about games. He's a huge fan of Settlers of Catan. Yeah, he's not necessarily a big fan of chess and Go. He thinks those are a little too abstract, and it does. It feels like they don't have these extra dimensions in terms of uncertainty and maybe human factor. So I've been trying to pitch him because obviously this game it's not deterministic like chess, and you'll kind of see, but it does have the look and feel of chess or Go, right? So okay. Okay. So okay, let me do this. Oh, I'm sorry. Where did you? Oh, you put it there. Sorry. I see. I see. I see. I see. I see. I see. Sorry. Okay. And the last one, let's see if I can do it here. All right. Oh, you have one more. Okay. Awesome. So now, and you don't see the OBS anymore, like with the instructions. You don't have them. So I'll tell them to you verbally. So basically, you can move down. When you move down, it's like operating the business. You're making the amount indicated by the originating cell. So do you see my cursor, or you don't see it? It's on. Okay, so if I would move that down, right, I'm making three. But in that particular case, I'm also making an alignment, which I'm not sure if I should make it because it's a little unfair, and I'm so let me explain first. Moving down also, you can take somebody out, a competitor, and you're still making that same amount. So it's as if you're operating the business. You sell more of it, but the value starts to the perceived value starts to drop. Lateral moves are zero. You can take actually a competitor with a lateral move, but you have to pay the amount associated with the originating cell. You can move upwards. You cannot take a competitor out, but you need to pay. And then, so these are the moves, right? Down, lateral, upwards. You can exit as well. From the bottom row, when you exit from there, you actually collect money. So if you're in an environment with one, you're just going to get one. Four, you're going to get four, seven. If you exit from anywhere else, you have to pay nine. The reason you would want to speed this up and kind of sacrifice money is if you think you already are quite ahead in terms of budget and you want to stop the game, because the game stops when one of the players has exited the business completely. The only thing that I didn't mention is alignments. How do we make money? So basically, if it's a new alignment, if it's for the first time that you put three or more pieces together horizontally, you're going to get whatever's indicated for each piece. So in this case, if I would move down from three, from that area, three-notch triangles, if I move down, then I'm making three from the move, and then I'm making 2 + 2 + 5. So it's action, and then whatever the bonus comes from alignment. And then there's also addition to, and this is the last thing, the addition to an existing alignment. So for example, if I'm making that alignment, and then I'm going to 6, to the environment with let's call it the financial kind of number 6. If I move that down, because I already collected the bonus for that prior alignment, I'm only making 6. I'm only collecting for the new pieces in alignment. Okay, so I guess I'll just make that alignment since we talked about it. Okay, so basically I'm moving down. So I'm making 3 from the move, and then 2 + 2 + 5, it's 9, so it's 12. So I'm going to my kind of budget, my cash in the bank. So it's 12 + 55, that's 67. Okay, your turn. Yeah. It's 5 from the moves. So it's the originating. Yeah. So what is it? 9 + 5, so it's 14. Ooh. Okay. Okay. So I also mentioned, I give the example. So I'm moving down from 6. So basically, it's 6 from the move, and then a 5 because it's addition to an alignment. So it's 11. So this takes me to 78, right? So you can take now you can with lateral moves or just to kind of on in the box the 9 environment. You can basically take me out and you make 9. You have to pay 7, and but it's addition. So it's interesting because it's addition to an alignment. So you collect 4. So basically, it's you only pay 3, but you take me out basically. Yep. So you can do that. So just when you take me out, just delete the piece basically, my piece. Oh, you just moved that over there. Okay. No, it's good. I watch these guys playing chess online, and they always I guess it's useful to see how many pieces at the bottom they have the pieces that were taken out. They're listed there, so I guess it's part of the experience. Okay, 3. No, 7. Yes, yes, yeah, yep. Awesome. So, well, since you didn't want to take me out over there, I'm moving down from the 9 environment. So I'm making 9. This is 87. Yeah, yeah. Now, so lateral move here in the center at 5. So it's 0 from the yeah 0 from the move, but I'm making an alignment. So it's 5 plus 8 plus 8, so it's 21. So this is 1. It takes me to 108. Yes, yes, yeah. So I'm gonna move down in the two inside the 2 environment. So I'm making 2. This takes me to 10 to 110. Hmm. Okay, so if I'm moving lateral here in the center, so make another alignment. So it's 10 plus 2, that's 12. So go to 122. Okay. So I know I'm taking advantage of the fact that you're new to the game, but so I'm moving again lateral, so it's 0. So I'm making another alignment that's 5 plus 8 plus 8, so it's another 21. So that's 143 for the total budget. Yep. Yeah. Where? Yeah. Yeah. No, you make six because it's the downward moves. Downward moves are basically you just making the money. It's like I think the metaphor here, or the equivalent in the real world is, since you're above me, that means the perceived value it's higher. It's as if, let's say, you're a fancier brand of jeans and you're going after Gap, so you're just literally, for you it's easier to squeeze out the competitors because you just need to lower the prices to be more aggressive and people will prefer you. But at the same time, the jeans that you're making just become more of a commodity, so the entire category continues to go down. So you made six. Yes. Yeah, it's just you kind of you're pushing down, you're coming from the top and it's like you keep squeezing. That's why I think, you know I know everybody talks highly of Steve Jobs, but I think the guy had the right models in his mind. When he was insisting, I don't want to make something cheaper, because I think what people don't understand, if you make something cheaper, tomorrow it's going to be even cheaper or obsolete. So it's like you're dragging your entire portfolio down. So anyway, so let's, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Well, because this is the point. That's so yeah. So one thing that I'm noticing here, right, and I think that's why it's so important to have these conversations, right? Because I'm using abstract imagery in each environment, makes it a little bit harder to tell you where I'm going to make the move or reference. But imagine, and I don't want to. I need to think about other images, but I created a prototype with, let's say, Tesla cars. So I could have, if you look on a horizontal, right, I can have Model X in the middle, Model Y, and then maybe Model 3 or something like that, to see the progression. And then I can use, let's say, colors, right, for the rows as I go up on a value. So it's easier, to refer to that space. Hey, I'm selling a Model X or whatever. But right now, this is something that I'm noticing as being a problem. Like, how am I referring verbally? Since a lot of the thought process was in silence with myself. But and I like it because this one, because it's kind of clean. It's not intrusive, but at the same time, for these conversations, it seems like, yeah, it's a little challenging. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna move down here in the 8 box just to run away from you. So this is 8. So it's 151. Okay. 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 So, okay. Oh, by the way, one trick that you can do when you have this kind of static alignment that you have over there, it makes sense. And this is I'm helping you because you can kind of catch up with me a little bit. If you move the piece in the middle, if you move it up, I told you can move it up. Basically, you would pay 4, but then when you move it back down, you're making an alignment of 5. So basically, you can keep doing that until I need to come and chase you down and break this formation. So the reason you pay for move when you move up, it's the equivalent in the real world. It's as if some sort of change in environment has happened. So your product remains the same, but the perceived value jumps. It could be, let's say, a pandemic, a natural disaster, a hurricane, or you're bribing the local government, and they seriously. And they say that the only cash register, for all the small businesses have to have some sort of feature that only you provide. When I started my career for Minolta selling copy machines, I participated in a competition for one of the big universities, and the feature that they were insisting on was like a two-tone colors, like you could do the headers in a different color, and I'm like, what kind of? But the only competitor that was able to offer that was Xerox. I was selling Minolta, so it's like, no, we need this in school because the header of the paper needs to be a different color when you make copies. Everything could be black, but the header could be a different color. So it was not even a full color machine. It was just kind of this two-tone thing. But this is a clear example of bribing, and you're creating value kind of artificially. So my move. I'm gonna get out of the way because I value that piece over there. So it's lateral. It's lateral move, so it's 0. That I told you, the one in the middle. I mean, because you can immediately the next move. It's gonna be a big. I see. 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 Yes. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move down. I'm making 8. So this brings me to 159. So basically, I'm trying to come closer to that formation, so you don't. You're still gonna make one alignment at full capacity. So it's 5 from the move, and then all that. Yep. Yes. Yeah. So imagine if you'd have done that a little earlier. Yeah. Yeah. You could have done it probably 2 times, maybe 3. Yeah. Okay. So since you had a prosperous event, I'm gonna move your take your piece out. Sorry, I'm putting it. Yeah, it's higher because let's see. I have your zoom. Let me just put it towards the bottom here. I have your zoom image kind of floating above it. Okay, so this is 8 for me from the move. So this brings me to 167. And remember, you can also take pieces laterally. You would have to pay the amount associated with the originating cell. Okay, so you move that down. That's 8, right? Okay. Here, I'm going to move in the center over there. I'm going to move the 5. So this brings me up to 172. Okay. Okay, so I'm making an alignment here with 2. So 2 from the move, from the action itself. So then for the bonus, 2 plus 2 plus 5, so 9, so 11. So that's 183. Yep. Okay. Well, I'm gonna run laterally from you. I know you're gonna move down, but at least trying to save that. Yeah. No, just the seven. So when you have at least three pieces in alignment, that's considered an existing alignment. Um, and sometimes you can add more than just one piece. In this case, it just happens there was just one, so it's 8 and 7 bonus, so 15. Okay. And by the way, I'm not checking the numbers, but I'll. Yeah, yeah. So I'm moving down here at 2. I'm taking, yeah. Well, it's not a high score. These are simple commoditized products. I'm making 185. As you can see in the image with those little cars, they don't have too many stripes on them and wings and so the stripes actually the rationale, those little things, because as you can see on the side, right, we have 1 notch, 2 notch, 3 notches. That's an indication of the perceived value. The stripes, the way I was thinking, it's kind of it could be interpreted as, for the traditional cars, if you think about those Ferrari Testarossas, they had those air intakes, but also for the electric cars, you can think of battery level, right? So it's like there's more power or something like that. So it's kind of yeah, I know. But then horizontally, the difference in volumes, that's more visible, right? Like you see how the car just becomes bigger, right? Okay. Yeah, so it's because the horizontal axis, it's kind of an indication of your internal processes. So it's like, if I'm moving left or right, I'm making the car bigger, more complex in terms of processes, components, things like that, or simpler. Vertically, it's more about the perceived value. It's like, if so, that's more of an indication of what's happening outside. So the board, it's kind of a unified map of your world. Hmm. 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 Yeah, yeah. Yes, 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 yes. The only tricky part that I'm having a little bit of difficulty, or it's challenging to communicate, is that the pieces themselves are not. It doesn't mean that when I launch, let's say, like you said, I'm launching in the space of iPod Pro, or when I'm starting to move down to commoditize, it doesn't mean that or in a way it does, but I'm not dragging the product with me across the board. It's a perception thing. It's like, I think this is a little tricky in some cases, to understand and that's why I was resisting putting very specific objects to indicate, because people feel like almost like driving a car, right? I'm launching a car there and I'm going to drive it all the way in this other corner. But what it is, it's like the perception about your product changes, or the yeah, yes, yeah, 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 yeah. So Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, no, it's true, and I think there are two things. When I wanted to to use a metaphor for these for the pieces, the piece is almost like a pin. So it's literally as if I'm looking on a map and I'm putting your location. It's not I'm not driving the car so around. It's like I'm just uh, the coordinates of the attributes of that car gives me this these coordinates. But with commoditization, I had because I had class last night. Um, one another kind of challenge, and it's a major one. I need to keep repeating it. The general conception or perception of the word commoditized. It's when it's uh, just at the bottom of this continuum value. And in my case, from the perspective of this theory, it is a continuum. Everything commoditizes, but it doesn't mean that it goes all the way to the bottom. In a game, yes, we can go all the way to the bottom, but and also here we're only talking about the small window. It's cars. Um, it's not going to be a car. It's never going to be as commoditized as a cup of coffee, right? Um, but there's this. I see a lot of confusion sometimes. People, it's like, oh, you say commoditized. They think literally whatever product I'm talking about. They're like, well, it's like a restaurant or like a cup of coffee, and it's not really. But anyway, my move. I think it is. Well, because yeah, I'm about to break your party a little bit. So right here, I'm gonna take this one out. By the way, let me just for a second move your window because it's covering these pieces. Okay, just to be nice, I'm putting them there, and then bringing down, selling more of those simple cars. So I'm making two 187, and I got rid of one of your pieces. Okay, your turn. By the way, so see, you can kind of see you left that piece up there, kind of lonely, not utilized. So lesson for next time, right? The action has to be kind of. I mean, you could. This is an example of not thinking from the portfolio perspective. It's like, oh, I'm going to maximize just the profit for that piece, and then okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Just yeah. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be a little more aggressive here. So in the environment one, I'm gonna make a lateral move, take you out, just because it's actually for me, it's the cost is only one. So I'm going down to 186, but I got rid of one of your products, your cars. Oh, I started watching. I can't remember the full name of the documentary. DeLorean. What is it called?
Oh, I was thinking Drive and Survive.
No, the DeLorean.
This is I don't remember.
Huh?
I don't remember the name.
Oh, she doesn't remember. DeLorean, the car from Back to the Future. Pretty interesting. I mean, the guy then he made a few things happen, and then he just got stupid. I mean,
Hustler.
hmm?
Hustler.
Hustler. Yeah, yeah. Um, But yeah, that's what we're doing here. Like kind of we're hustling these cars around. So did you move? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So okay. So I'm following you. I'm making moving down and making 8. This takes me to 194. Yeah. So DeLorean, this guy was. He made it all the way to almost to be the CEO of GM. I don't know if you know much about him, and then they kicked him out because he was kind of a playboy, and this was during the conservative years of 50s and 60s. Actually, it was maybe closer to 60s and 70s, because and then decided almost like I can see some parallels between him and Tesla with Elon Musk. Like literally, I always thought that the Cybertruck is the only stainless steel car. No, this guy, that I'm sorry, DMC, you know the car, right? The, I didn't know that he was pitching it as a, anti-rust and, lasting forever. And it was a stainless steel car. So, yeah. That was a good move. That was a good move. I was, yeah. Because right now, generally speaking, right, I have a couple more pieces than you. So I think the trick is here. You can either go for taking each other out like crazy and stopping the game, and obviously I have some advantage in terms of points, in terms of money, but that's something that goes for you as well. So for you, it's like maybe trying to do an alignment or something. Let's see what I can do. So yeah, I'm gonna go lateral here in the center, and it's 0. I'm gonna try to break your happy hour over there with those 3. Okay, that's a good move, because then you can move the 7 underneath, right? And then you count. I know, I've seen that before. Okay, but I don't know if you're gonna have enough time to do that. So this gives me 5, 199. No, no. I know we could go, vertical. I know, like people want it diagonal, vertical. I got suggestions for that too, but I always wanted to kind of stay true to these, because these are kind of like overly simplified mechanics that we encounter in the world. So yeah, just having, yeah. Yeah, yeah. It might be. I'm thinking right now. We talked about Gap and jeans. They had, was Old Navy, Gap, and Banana Republic in terms of kind of same product but different value levels. So maybe there's a possibility of having some sort of bonus for vertical alignment. Oh, okay, because I can take you that out. Okay, and then you can take this one out. Actually, and I know I'm taking advantage because you knew. So I'm gonna move this one, the 7, down. So if I would take the one on the 4, right, you would have a full alignment here with the move down. And you would take a piece out. But if I move this one down here, and you are moving down, you're only gonna make bonus for that one because it's addition. Okay, I'm being a little ruthless here, just kind of in a fun way. So 7,206 for me total. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, well, you got to try hard the next time. Okay. Okay. So now I guess I can move this down, and so I'm making 5. So this is 211. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's your Zoom image. It's right there, and I don't wanna resize it because remember, like if I resize anything here, it's gonna resize in inside OBS. So uh, yeah, nice. You're coming close. Okay, so I'm moving here this one in the one box. Moving lateral move, it's 0, but the bonus is 9. So I'm going up to 220. Yeah. Well, lesson for and by the way, these kind of dynamics of the game, I think they're kind of, some of them emerged. They're new for me too. Like, where's the best place to start on the board? Because it depends on the strategy, or not strategy, I should say, style. I watched some documentaries about chess. So some people are more aggressive than others. In other words, like right now you have an option to take me out, with lateral moves. And if you know who you're playing with, you're gonna try, if somebody's super aggressive with taking you out, then you try to avoid those positions. So it forces you to kind of spread out. So it's interesting, how where these dynamics might go. But okay, so I'm gonna right here in the 7 environment. I'm gonna move down just as probably you could take me out. So I'm making a 7, 227. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna take that out. It's it's been struggling anyway. So it's like, so that I paid 2, so that brings me back down to 225. But at least, it was kind of a lone wolf over there, like a lost soul. So what can you do here? Let's see. Hmm, interesting. Yeah. I think that's the great part about this, because if you're passive, I think, and if you just let the game kind of roll in the usual way, you lost. So this is interesting right now. Let's see. Yes, 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 exactly. So, yes, no, but it's good. So let's see. I mean, I could force, the game like by starting exiting, but it would cost me money. But I am making, if I'm exiting here from the bottom row, I'm making 7. That's almost like as if a continuation of, moving down. So this takes me to 232. Oops, 232. So I think for you, it's important right now to do that alignment so you can get some bonus. Yeah, that's okay. Yep. Nice. Okay. So I'm thinking, so if I take you out with 7, then I would pay 7, and then I kill your hopes for doing an alignment, but you're free to move down. Let's try that. So, because otherwise you might be making another alignment. So this is, so I'm taking you out with the lateral move here, right? And I'm paying 7. So this takes me back to 225. So now your only options are to, I mean, to probably rush, move down, and just keep capitalizing on that. Let's see what's happening. Probably somebody might be able to calculate those things, but okay, let's see. So yeah, so 7. Okay, 232. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. 232. Okay, then it's you. Yes. Yep. That's perfect. Yeah, we'll kind of go with those out completely, and then it's gonna be interesting. So 239 for me. Yeah, move out. Okay. So same thing here. I'm taking out the red one, and that's 7, so it takes me to 246. Okay, so now this is interesting because you can move laterally into the 7 space and then move down. No, this is 0. It would cost you money if you would take me out, but when you just move laterally with no other piece, it's 0. So yes. And yeah, you're not taking. So the reason it's 0, it's kind of, when you move laterally, you change the composition of your product. So there's like an investment cost that kind of cancels out the profit that you would be making. So it's 0 for you. So in my case, right, my best option is to move down. I'm making 4. This is 250. 250. Yeah. Ooh, now okay. So you win the game basically. So yeah, because if I go lateral, it's too many moves, you're gonna be out. So I'm moving down. This is 254. 254. Nice. So I'm taking this one out. So that's 4. So it's 259. And you, my man, just what is it? 7 plus 7, 264. Nice. Awesome. Yeah. So I think there's a lot of like fun things, because it's not very predictable, right? Like you can, and yeah, well, yeah, but it's the first game. But as you can see, it can get pretty intense, right? Like even, and I think the beauty of strategizing, I was telling you about this podcast by Reid Hoffman. It's not deterministic. I mean, and these alignments usually just break that pattern. If you would be able to just move pieces individually, and that's all that matters, that's like chess. But because when they come close to each other, they make this additional bonus. It's almost impossible for you to predict, no matter how good memory you have, to predict when this bonus is going to happen or not.